So good day everyone. I am Maria Teresa and I am the first reporter for this group, and we will be talking about the Persian literature, the characteristics of Persian literature. First, alright, Persian literature is a rich and diverse literary tradition that spans over a millennium. It has produced some of the world's most celebrated poets, philosophers, and storytellers. Persian literature is primarily written in the Persian language, what they called Farsi, and it encompasses various genres, including poetry, prose, and dramas. So, Persian Persian literature has its roots in ancient Persia, which covered a vast territory in what is now Iran, now as well as uh, parts of Central Asia and Afghanistan. So these literary traditions developed primarily in the Persian-speaking regions of the world. Persian literature has had a profound influence on the literary traditions of many other cultures, particularly in the Middle East, Central Asia, and South Asia. So it continues to be studied and appreciated around the world for its beauty, wisdom, and enduring relevance. So people in Persia, though writing a literature poems just like that, that's the way of how they express themselves. No, they express themselves through writing. The characteristic of the Persian literature, we have here the poetry dominance, the mysticism and sophism, ghazal poetry, epic poetry, rich symbolism. So we will be discussing first the poetry dominance. So Persian literature is predominantly poetic. Poetry is considered the highest form of literary expression in Persian culture, and Persian poets have produced some of the world's most exquisite and revered verses. Just like what I have said earlier, that Persian people, though they express themselves through writing. So that is why a lot of Persian poets have produced some of or many of the poems. So Persian literature. Okay, imagine a library where most of the books are poetry collection. No, that's Persian literature. For centuries, people in Persia considered poetry the most beautiful and powerful way to express themselves. No, one of the famous Persian poets is si Rumi. His poems are filled with beautiful imagery and deep thoughts. It's all about deep thoughts about about love, about its spirituality and the journey of the soul. So the next one is the mysticism and Sufism. So Sufism, a mystical Islamic tradition, has had a profound influence on Persian literature, infusing it with themes of love, spirituality, and the search for divine truth. So imagine that a group of people who seek a deeper connection with the divine through love, music, and spiritual practice. So that's Sufism. No, it's a big part of Persian literature na they seek a deeper connection for the divine. No, how? Through love and music. Okay, si Rumi, no, who I mentioned before, I mentioned sa um, poetry dominance, was a Sufi poet. His poems often describe the journey of the soul towards God using um, symbols like the lover searching and their beloved. Now, I have here the works of some of the works of Rumi. So the first is this is a Sufism about love. No, I choose to love you in silence, for in silence I find no rejection. Then the other one is for God. No. So the next one is the ghazal poetry. The ghazal, a poetic form consisting of rhyming couplets, is a hallmark of Persian literature. Ghazals often explore theme of love, longing, and the human condition. So here in ghazal poetry, imagine a poem made up of pairs of lines that rhyme. That's ghazal. They're very popular in Persian literature and often talk about love, longing, and ups and downs of life. For example, a famous ghazal by Hafez, Hafez, start with the line, uh, "The wine of the love is flowing, drink it up." It then goes on to explore the beauty of the pain in a series of rhyming couplets. But I can provide you the English version, so I did not put the original one because we can understand that. So the next one is the epic poetry, the Shahnameh or the Book of Kings by Ferdowsi is a monumental epic poem that narrates the history and mythology of Persia. Epic poetry is an important genre within Persian literature. Here in epic poetry, imagine again, imagine, imagine a long poem that tells a big, exciting story about heroes, the battles, and the history of the nation. No, that's an epic poem. No, for example, the Shahnameh that was mentioned here. Now, it is one of the most famous epic poems in the world because it's a huge story about the history of Persia with many heroes and battles. If you read the history of Persia, you will know na the Shahnameh all about something, all the battles, all the all about the heroes, just like that. The last one is rich symbolism. Persian poets employ intricate symbolism and metaphors in their works, creating layers of meanings that invite deep con- contemplation. So imagine again and again, imagine a poem where every word has a deeper meaning, like like a code that needs to be disappeared. Now that's how Persian poets um that's how they use symbolism. Now they use images and metaphors to express complex ideas and emotions. For example, in a poem of Atar, I've been searching this poem, but I can find in a poem of Atar you can find or you can read something, the beard. No, it might be represent the soul, and you can find also there the cage, no, that might be represent the material world. So the reader must figure out the deeper meaning behind these symbols. So that is how Persian poets use symbolism. Now they use images and metaphors. So that's the characteristic of the Persian literature, the poetry dominance, the mysticism and sophism, ghazal poetry, the epic poetry, rich symbolism. And that is all. Thank you.